Welcome, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Cam Gwynn talking at you with my partner in crime, my PAC, Jimmy Paxson.
PIC.
Did I say PAC? That's fine. That's okay. Whatever.
Yep. What's up?
So that's a dumb way for me to start it, but you know how we always talk about dumb customers that we have to deal with?
Yes.
I've purposely been holding this story from you for a little bit, but it's a good one, okay?
Okay.
So I'm in the drive-thru at Tim Hortons, right? And this lady's total, and I'll never forget this, was $3.37, okay? She hands me three $1 bills, okay? So I'm sitting there, and you assume so you hit someone hands you $3 bills.
Well, I'll play devil's advocate. Maybe she thought she handed you 4.
Okay, this is where you'll see why she was dumb, okay? So hands me $3 bills, okay? And I'm waiting for her to get me the change, whatever. And she just kind of looks at me, and I just go, "Oh, it's $3.37." She goes, "Well, I don't have to change." I was like, "Oh, well."
That's not how this works.
I was like, I got $3, like, and I saw another dollar sitting in her lap, and I was just like, well, it's $3.37, like, oh, I don't have to change. I'm like, well, you can hand me that dollar right there, and I can give you the difference. Well, I guess I can do that. That was her response to that. And meanwhile, her 15-year-old daughter sitting in the passenger seat, like, is that really how money works? Like, how does this work? Like, isn't that obvious to you? I don't get it. All right, I guess we can start the show now, though.
Well, that's just people we had to deal with our whole lives. I mean, it's kind of how it works. You got to deal with dumb people. All right, we're starting off this week with a little fun topic here. So we're going to talk a little bit about this Calvin Johnson situation, or as I like to call it, the ex-girlfriend the guy won't stop talking about, because that's the only way it's about now. I got very mad at it a couple weeks ago, and we talked about it. And so I got very mad at it, but now it's just sad. For example, this is Bernie complaining about Janice, where Bernie comes up to Cam and I, and he just goes, man, Janice, she always hung out with these guys I never really liked. We get it, Bernie. I understand. I understand why you didn't like that Janice did that. Man, you know, Janice would never cook me food or anything. I always had to cook. We get it, Bernie. I understand.
Yes, we get it.
Okay. You know, I bought her a lot of stuff.
Yes,
and she made me
Bernie.
give that stuff back.
Bernie,
shut up! Okay? That's all I want to say right now. Because now I don't even respect Calvin Johnson as a person. He's still the greatest receiver of all time, in my opinion. No doubt about it. But what do you have to say about this? Because I'm tired of hearing about it. He talks about, maybe I'd like to do it with the Raiders. You know, I didn't see Detroit going to a Super Bowl. Yeah, no one's seen Detroit going to a Super Bowl in the last 60 years. Okay? So, I don't, were you trying to start something there? Because Detroit doesn't see themselves seeing a Super Bowl. When we win the Super Bowl, like the day after, the Monday after, we won't see ourselves winning that Super Bowl. No. Don't get me wrong. Die-hard Lions fan for some odd reason. I love them to death. They're my favorite sports team ever. But the fact is, I don't see them winning a Super Bowl. And here's the point I really don't like. He said he was stuck in a contract. Do you really think that the Lions organization was not going to let him out?
No,
really?
No, they had to have. There is no reason for them to keep them.
There isn't. If he said, hey, I want to go, they go, no problem. They could get 4 players for him. I've thought about this a lot. You could get 4 players at 3 in a draft pick. That's why I'm saying players.
Okay.
All right,
yeah.
You get some good quality players and a first-round draft pick. You have the best receiver in the league. He could win anywhere in the world. He could have. I don't like that comment, I was stuck in a contract. No, you weren't. Everybody is replaceable, even Calvin Johnson. Sports is a business. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. You're a business.
Exactly.
If you don't want to be in this city anymore, I'll ship you to wherever you want to go. That's how this works, Calvin. So for you to say you were stuck in a contract and you couldn't go where you wanted to go, that is ridiculous. Because even Peyton Manning got out of Indianapolis. That was one of the messed up contracts ever.
That was.
He got out of that one. And I'll tell you this. Detroit Tigers got Ian Kinsler after we paid Prince Fielder 9 years and he was only here for 2. So don't tell me you couldn't have got out of that contract because I don't like that.
There's a way.
We gave you enough money.
Yes.
Stop complaining about Janice, Bernie. I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't like any of this. And he keeps talking to people that don't matter anymore. And this is all we have to talk about right now because basically it's the dead zone. July, end of June to July and early August is the only time all year where there's only one sport going on out of the major 4. That's the only time.
The only time.
Now, you say that, but you look at it, and that's not me saying that baseball is the dead zone. I'm saying when you only have one sport going on, that's bad.
It's hard to find other topics.
Basketball and hockey, if they only had one sport going on there, that would be bad.
Right.
They would be just as bad as baseball. Because when you're not watching baseball, what are you watching?
Who knows?
Exactly.
You're catching up on Netflix.
Exactly. What's your show right now?
Oh, I don't think I really have a show. I might re-watch BoJack Horseman just
BoJack Horseman, good one.
Just cause.
I just watched Sons of Anarchy. Great show.
Yeah,
Definitely
you told
recommended.
me that. You told me that.
So in this dead zone right now, we have reporters and radio people and newspaper people and anyone that can talk to Calvin. Calvin's going to go bitch and complain to. Excuse me on that word. But that's all he's doing. He keeps – and he made it worse by making fun of the city of Detroit. Yeah, we're bankrupt. The last mayor we had before the one here is in jail for over 30 years because he gave all his money to people. So don't complain about the city. Make the city better.
Yeah.
Stafford is in a lot of programs to make Detroit better. Golden Tate is in a lot of programs to make Detroit better. Good athletes and good people who are in Detroit want to make Detroit better.
Exactly. That's what makes you liked in the city. That's what makes you become a legend in the city. That's why Matthew Stafford, when his career is over with the Lions, he will be a legend to Detroit.
People will love him.
People will
love him.
And you know what? He'll continue to do work in Detroit.
I think he will. I think he will.
You can tell, like, there are athletes that truly love the city that they're in. And Matthew Stafford is one of those athletes.
Yes, absolutely. Here's my issue with this.
Yes.
Okay, this is the Motor City. It is, in my opinion, the hardest working city in America. I don't just say that. I love being Detroit. I do. I'm not Detroit City, but I've lived all around suburbs of around Detroit. All right, and I think I'm a Detroit person. By saying that, as Detroit, you are three things: you are hardworking.
Yep.
You have no fear.
Right.
And you don't complain about Detroit. Because we all know deep down, Detroit sucks a lot of ways.
Right. But you have to love it.
You love it because it's improving.
Yes.
All right? Detroit has a lot of people who can improve.
Yes.
They're in cities, they're in parts of the city that it's just not going to improve at all. All right? My grandfather was the oldest of 8 children, and his dad walked out on him when he turned 14, and the last child was just born. 14-0, there was 8 children. He raised people in the projects of Detroit, and he wasn't the only one. That's the reason I'm telling this story. There was a lot of people whose dads walked out on them, those mothers walked out on them, where the system didn't work in Detroit, where mayors, government officials, water, because Flint's the same way,
Yep.
didn't work out for these people. And these people worked hard, got where they're at right now. I don't like hearing an athlete complain about the city of Detroit because he's not living in Detroit. He's living in Birmingham, most likely.
Yes.
He's living in Royal Oak, maybe.
Exactly. Orchard Lake.
Yes, he's not living in Detroit. He doesn't have to wait for those checks to come on the 1st and 15th.
No.
He doesn't have to scrum on the streets.
His signing bonus is worth more than half the people in Detroit make.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's not working a job where he's not even making minimum wage technically because they have to take the job because there's no one else. He's not working a job where he has to go in the river. As much as the Detroit River looks nice, it's not nice.
No.
It's infected. We have people who go to Canada to get jobs because there's not enough money. All right? So I don't like that he made fun of Detroit. I don't like the way he's talking. I don't like how he made the Lions look because the Lions have done a lot of crappy things in the past 70 years. But I'll tell you what, Calvin Johnson's not one of them.
No.
They paid him. They paid him well. They got a quarterback for him. They got some assets for him. And if they couldn't keep him, that's the name of the game. Everybody leaves the city. We're used to it. We have someone like Charlie Batch or Chauncey Billups where they were bad here when they left. But next thing you know, Chauncey's putting up threes in Denver. Or Charlie Batch is a 2-time winning Super Bowl quarterback as a backup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're used to people leaving. We're not used to people leaving and talking trash about us.
Right. That's fair. I think you hit all the points, quite honestly. I don't think there's really much else to say about it.
No, there isn't. And if he starts complaining more, Detroit's not going to like him.
No.
Because honestly, this is going to sound crazy, the Lions are the most set up to win the division in the 20 years I've been born. 20 years I've been here. And they are set up to win the division very well. Because you know what they did this year? They got an O-line.
Yep.
They got
That's what
Stafford
they
protected.
needed.
They got an O-line, Stafford, and now all we need is a running back to run well, and we're golden. I honestly think so. I honestly think we're in the best shape. I'm not guaranteeing we win the division, but I'm guaranteeing playoffs.
For sure is the best year for the Lions to win the division.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed. The
Yes.
Packers are falling down. Who knows what Teddy Bridgewater can do? Who knows? The Bears, are they even a team anymore?
Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the one reason why I think the Lions are back. You tell me the last time a top 5 offensive lineman free agent. Now, I'm not saying he's top 5 in the league, but when a top 5 offensive lineman comes to the city of Detroit, out of any of the cities. Now, if you're an offensive lineman, Cam, where are you going? Just if you're a free agent, where are you going?
Not Detroit.
Name some other places you could go.
Quite honestly, if I was an O-line, I might want to be in front of like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. I mean, Matthew Stafford's not far off, though. I could see why an O-line would want to come here because they got Stafford, and they figure if you keep Stafford healthy, that's somebody good to have back there because he does hit the receivers. The receivers just drop the passes.
Pro Bowl guard T.J. Lang went from Green Bay to Detroit because he felt Detroit had a better organization for him. T.J. Lang could have went anywhere in the NFL, I honestly think. He's an amazing guard. He's helped protect Aaron Rodgers for years. That was the sign that I think this team is back.
That was the sign that put Packers down and brought Lions up.
And for us to go up, the Packers need to go down.
Exactly.
In whatever division you're in,
someone has to go down.
You have to have someone go down. Like, if you look at all the divisions right now in the NFL, somebody's going down and somebody's going up.
Exactly.
For example, Dallas keeps going up.
Yeah.
You know who keeps going down in that division? Washington.
Yep.
Because they haven't been able to sign their quarterback for 3 years now. And eventually that guy's going to leave, I bet you. You look at it like that. In the AFC North, you know who's going down? Baltimore. You know who's going up? The Pittsburgh Steelers. It's that simple.
It's as simple as can be. Sums it up. So, we like baseball too, though, right? And baseball.
I love baseball, but I don't think Miami likes baseball. If you watch that All-Star game, that was one of the worst showings of an All-Star game I've ever seen. Not the game, not how Miami presented it, but there was no one there.
Yeah, I know, and that's what's sad. And you know what? It was though, in my opinion, the ticket prices.
I didn't.
Outrageous. Well, okay, I was down in Florida.
Right.
As we know.
Right.
And I'm thinking, you know what? Miami's like a 2-hour drive. I wonder how much the tickets are.
Right.
I looked them up, $300 a pop.
Well, it's an All-Star game.
I know.
You got to realize that.
But that's the only thing that I could think.
How many Miami rich people, musicians,
there's a lot,
celebrities,
would be at
athletes,
the All-Star game.
You would think. Let's say it comes to Detroit for $300. We'd at least have half the stadium full.
Oh, for sure.
At minimum.
For sure.
Okay. There's no reason for the Miami Marlins Stadium to be that empty.
No. It should not have been empty. And especially after that home run derby the night before.
Great
derby. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
It was an awesome derby.
It was. It really, really was. Aaron Judge showed his stuff. I mean, we talk about the face of the MLB, but is he the future of the face of the MLB?
He will be in this regard because he's a Yankee.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I think he's the face of the MLB. No matter, because Trout, second baseman for the Astros, I'm losing words here. Altuve,
yes.
Sorry. Trout, Altuve, Kershaw. Yeah, they're all great players.
But they're not Yankees.
But do they play for the Bronx Bombers?
No.
No, they don't.
No, or the Red Sox even.
I honestly think you can only have stars in the MLB on 3 teams. Well, sorry, face of the MLB on 3 teams. Yankees, Red Sox, St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
That's the only way.
Okay.
Because Yadier Molina is still an amazing star, and I don't even think he's hitting 250, I bet you.
Yeah.
He was an all-star, and he's probably not even hitting 250.
Oh. No, it's definitely got to be, if you are the face of a league, you have to be on a historic program of a team.
Well,
We're
historic winning.
Yes,
that's the only reason Trout wasn't there.
Exactly.
He was on a West Coast team that has never really done well, and an organization that nobody really cares about.
It'd be like somebody on the Sacramento Kings being the face of the NBA.
Correct.
It's not right.
Absolutely right.
Even though Mike Trout is amazing and unreal, another person that you can probably throw into that, though, would be Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper's close to being the face of baseball.
I would say he is.
The only
right
reason he's not is because he has an amazing team, without question.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree.
Because I will still argue to anyone to this day, Max Scherzer's the best pitcher in baseball.
He's got to be right now.
I don't care. I don't care who you throw at me.
Well, if you look at Washington too, the top 5 batting average people are from Washington.
The Washington Nationals are 10 games ahead in the NL East above the Atlanta Braves. Nobody's catching them in that division.
No chance.
Nobody.
The Braves were cute for a little bit, but
this is their year right now.
Be.
Now that it's the All-Star break, you want to look at the best chances for people to win it is the Washington Nationals, without question. Because look at the other people they'll have to verse if it stays the same way. Milwaukee, no.
No.
Dodgers, no.
Dodgers are interesting, actually.
I would put Nationals over Dodgers.
Okay. I would put Nationals over Dodgers, too, just because the Nationals, I feel like, have more experience than the Dodgers do.
And if you look at the best case scenario for a wild card team right now, is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, they're interesting. They're interesting. The NL West is actually just interesting entirely with the Diamondbacks and the Rockies playing how they have been.
Well, they're the wild card favorites right now.
For sure. They
and
gotta
nobody's
be.
close to them.
No.
So definitely Washington's looking good. And their AL contender, that's going to be tricky. Because I have someone who I picked at the beginning of the year who I'm keeping, and that's Cleveland.
Yeah.
But they may not do it based on how good Boston's playing, how good Houston's playing, how good the Twins are playing. Because if they don't win the Central, I doubt they'll go far in the playoffs being a wild card team.
No, yeah.
Because Cleveland wins most of their games at home.
Exactly.
So
and the Twins win most of their games on the road.
You got that.
So that'd be interesting.
I mean, the Twins are 26-17 on the road this year. Oof. That's an amazing road record. Oof. So that's why I look at this. You can do this in different ways, but it's going to be very interesting as we go down to near the end.
Yes. It's going to be an interesting pennant race.
This will be the
most fun pennant race we've had in a few years, I think.
I don't know. It's hard to be last year, where Chicago and Cleveland are in the World Series.
Yes. Last year was amazing.
The only way you beat that is Cleveland and Washington, because they haven't really won that much. Or let's say Minnesota. Or there's a lot of teams.
Minnesota and Washington would be an amazing World Series.
Now let me ask you this, because I have a couple baseball questions for you. I got like 3 or 4 here.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to be really quick here. Why do people not like the Dodgers?
I don't know.
That's a very well-known not-like team.
I don't understand. You got Bellinger, who is right behind Aaron Judge, honestly. The top 2 rookies for sure. Got to be. And then you got Seager also, who is an awesome player. You got Kershaw. That's a great team. Why do people hate them?
I really don't know, but I think my reason they don't like the Dodgers is because of Yasiel Puig. He's a loudmouth person.
But he's kind of on the back burner now. He's not even.
He's hit a lot of home runs this year.
I know, and he's not even. I know, but he's not like making himself out there like how he used to. He's not as loud.
People don't like that he flipped off the crowd.
Yes.
And that he's a loudmouth.
He is.
And the way he plays is very
out there.
I'd like to know why people don't like the Dodgers. Question number 2. What's wrong with the Cincinnati Reds? They've been terrible for so long.
I don't know.
My great aunt, she's from Kentucky, and that's the sports team they pull for professional was Cincinnati.
Really?
And so Cincinnati, if you didn't know this, the Cincinnati Reds are pulled for by Ohio, Kentucky, Nebraska. Most of those Midwest states love Cincinnati Reds ever since Pete Rose was there, because Pete Rose was an unbelievable player.
That makes sense, yeah.
So what's wrong with the Reds? They've been awful for a while, and they got Joey Votto, who's one of my favorite baseball players right now.
That's all they got, though.
That may be it.
That's all it really is. They don't have other quality players behind Joey Votto.
Okay, perfect. And my last question, why don't the Baltimore Orioles win more games? They have the best hitting I've ever seen, and they got pretty good pitching.
Because they got the Yankees and Red Sox in that same division.
That's true. I could see that.
That's really the only thing that you can think of. But the Rays are very interesting, too, actually, sitting there in second place.
God, Logan Morrison's an awesome player to watch. He is a fun player to watch.
The Rays are kind of a streaky team. Every once in a while, they just come out of nowhere, and they play amazing.
But here's my thing, is that I've always been so confused with the Baltimore Orioles. I have. Because they have an unbelievable team. And
they do have a good lineup, yeah.
If you put these guys on different teams, they would be unbelievable. They're 42-49 right now. All right? And they have an amazing manager who's Buck Showalter.
Yeah, he's a good manager. Very smart.
Unbelievable.
Understands the game well.
But let me just tell you some of these names, and you can tell me top 50, top 100, or no. Okay? Manny Machado.
Top 50.
Adam Jones.
100.
Chris Davis.
50.
Mark Trumbo.
50.
Zach Britton, pitcher.
Maybe top 100.
J.J. Hardy.
Top 100.
Chris Tillman.
Ooh, close. Close to top 100.
Ubaldo Jimenez.
Top 50.
Dylan Bundy.
100.
Every single person but one you just said was in the top 100 in baseball.
I'd say so.
I mean, they have an unbelievable team. I'm so confused why they lose games. It may be that division.
Well,
it may be because honestly, all 4 of the guys I said first, Manny Machado, Adam Jones, Chris Davis, Mark Trumbo, you put them on any single AL League team in Major League Baseball. Just let's say Trumbo goes to Cleveland, Chris Davis goes to Detroit, Adam Jones goes to Minnesota, Manny Machado goes to the Chicago White Sox. This is all projected. I just said teams.
Right.
But they're going to make that team extremely better.
Yeah.
Every single guy I named will make the team better.
The only team that is comparable to what we're talking about right now with the Orioles is our own team. The Tigers.
No, there's no
No?
comparison
You
because
don't think so? You
Buck
don't think-
Showalter's a really good manager.
Yes.
That's why I say
Yes.
that.
All
And the
right.
Tigers are not in the
I'm
same
talking,
division.
I know. I'm talking for talent-wise. Just pure raw talent. If you're looking at a team on paper.
Okay,
You would
well,
expect them to be good.
we will do the same exact thing we just
Yes.
did with the rosters on the team.
Because I would
Okay.
say Miguel Cabrera top 100, Verlander top 50.
You wouldn't put Cabrera in the top 50 anymore. I'm curious about that.
He's just because of this season, he hasn't been himself.
Okay,
Just because of this season.
okay, Cabrera top 100. I'll agree with that.
Verlander top 50.
100.
Ian Kinsler 100. JD
Yes.
top 50.
Yes.
Justin Upton top 100.
Yes.
Fulmer top 50.
Yes.
I think Castellanos can creep in the top 100.
No, I
No?
don't agree with that.
Don't agree with that?
I don't think you can tell me anyone else on this roster besides Fulmer.
What about McCann?
No,
Not even for his defense abilities?
he's batting 197.
Fair.
'Kay.
Fair.
You can't tell me anyone else on this roster who's top 200, with the exception of Justin Wilson. I have the
Fair
roster
enough.
right in front of you, and you know it very well.
Yeah.
Tell me.
I don't. Maybe not.
Here, let me do this for you, okay? Tell me guys who you wouldn't have in your top 25. All
Guys,
right?
I wouldn't have in my top 25.
If you had to pick between this guy and another guy you wouldn't know the name of. All right? How about random? We'll make this fun. I'm going to say a Tigers player and then I'm just any random player. Would you take your chances with a random player or this Tiger player? Are you ready?
Okay.
Chad Bell.
Are you going to give me another random or no?
No, just random.
No, just random.
It's just random.
I go random.
Blaine Hardy.
Random.
Warwick Southpole.
Random.
Dixon Machado.
I might stay with Dixon.
Jordan Zimmerman.
Definitely random. You already know how I feel about Zimmerman.
Tyler Collins.
I'd keep him.
You would keep Tyler Collins over just an ordinary random player.
I think, I don't know. See, that's
Some
of these are just difficult though.
My last one is Daniel Norris.
I'd keep Daniel Norris.
I would not keep Daniel Norris. He has not had a season good enough to keep him.
Fair enough.
I mean, if you look at Daniel Norris's numbers, he is not playing like an experienced starting pitcher.
No.
That's who he is. He's 24 years old, okay?
Yes.
He's not exactly veteran, but he's been in the league long enough.
Right.
He was in Toronto already,
Yes.
so he's been on 2 different organizations. Last couple games, 4 innings, 3 innings. That's not good.
No, he hasn't been pitching that great. No.
You want what's his season ERA? 4.28. That's not good. I make that
Nah.
very clear.
That's not. It needs to be better than that.
I'll tell you what though, it doesn't seem like a lot, but really think about it. In 221 innings pitched, he's given up 236 hits. He's given up more hits than innings pitched.
Yes.
All right? Now you look at Michael Fulmer, and I'm going to give you the same exact
Oh.
numbers. I'm going to give you
But
the
he's
same
the man,
exact
though.
numbers.
Like, it's not even
He's
fair.
given up 241 hits in 282 innings pitched. All right?
Yes.
His ERA is 3.
Yes.
Yes, I understand it's completely different, but Michael Fulmer's 24 years old,
That is true.
and he's not a veteran like Daniel Norris.
I see
So
where you're
no,
going.
Baltimore is completely different from Detroit.
I see where you're going.
Completely.
Okay.
But why doesn't Baltimore win? Is it that division?
It's got to be.
You got it.
It's got to be the division.
You got it.
Because when you're behind anybody that's the Red Sox and the Yankees, it doesn't matter. Those two teams are always at the top. So,
Right.
all right. So Jimmy,
Cameron,
I have a game for you.
awesome.
So you and I both know that when it comes to song lyrics, rap lyrics, usually you kind of put in verses where verses don't go.
Me or everyone?
Sometimes you.
Yeah.
Especially.
Huh.
Like one time we were rapping to Lamborghini High. You remember this? And you were doing ASAP Rocky and then switched to ASAP Ferg and then went back to ASAP Rocky somehow when you were rapping?
I don't remember.
Why are you chewing on that?
Sorry, I was chewing on an M&M wrapper after I ate these M&Ms in front of me. I apologize. That
Oh,
won't happen
jeez.
again. But
Anyway.
probably. I don't remember, but probably.
Anyway, so what we're going to do right now is I believe I got 8. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. Okay?
Are these appropriate?
I'll make them appropriate.
Perfect.
All right? I have 8. You are allowed to say no to 3. I'll give you the name and who it's by, and you can say no based off that.
So what am I doing? What am I guessing?
So what I am going to do is I am going to say the name of a song. So let's say Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay.
Got it.
And then you say, yeah, I'll do that. And then I'll start saying Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then I'll stop, and then you finish.
How I wonder what you are.
There you go. You
So
get it?
I only have to do a
You
line.
get it.
I only have to do a line.
If I deem it appropriate length, because some of them I want you to say a specific something, you know.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
All right.
All right, you ready to start this?
Not really.
Okay. Neighbors by J. Cole.
Okay.
You like it?
I know none of this song.
You don't know this song?
You can tell me the
say
line.
No. You can say no.
Okay.
It's either yes or no. Do you want this one?
Yeah. No. You have to tell me the line first.
No, I don't.
I'll take it.
Okay. I can't sleep 'cause I'm paranoid. Black and a white man territory. Cops bust in with the army guns. No evidence of the harm we done.
The neighbors think I'm selling dope.
It's close. Just a couple neighbors that assume we slang. Only time they'll see us would be on the news in chains.
Okay.
So, I need something to write down. You got a pen.
Yeah, we're good.
You can write
we'll
down your
remember.
own score. All right. 0 for 1. Goosebumps by Travis Scott and Kendrick Lamar. And by the way, if you feel like doing all 8, I'll give you bonus points. That's fine.
I'll do all 8 just for the heck of it. I want to make it clear to you, with these first 2 and probably most of them, I will only know like the chorus.
That's okay.
Like I don't deem to know these songs.
Okay.
I only deem to know like a couple of songs. And I'll tell you off the bat, if you say one, I'll say I know it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do Goosebumps.
I get those goosebumps every time you come around. You ease my mind. You make everything feel fine. I did the chorus for you on this one.
Can you repeat it or no?
I get those goosebumps every time you come around. You ease my mind. You make everything feel fine. You got the beat in your head. I can see your head bobbing.
Yeah,
You're doing it right.
I
Worry about those comments. I'm way too numb, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to get this.
It's way too numb, yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So you missed that one.
Yeah.
All right, here. This one should be a gimme for you, in
Why?
my opinion. Jolene, Zach Brown Band.
Absolutely.
Absolutely? All right. Lately, my hands, they don't feel like mine. My eyes been stung with dust and blind. Held you in my arms one time.
So you know it's hard because there's no beat.
Yeah, it's true.
You have no idea if you're at the beginning, middle, or end.
It's closer to the beginning.
You just got to repeat it.
Lately, my hands, they don't feel like mine. My eyes stung by dust and blind. Held you in my arms one time.
I've had you in my mind for way too long.
No.
No.
I lost you just the same.
I lost you just the same.
Jolene,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is
I
a
ain't
hard game.
about to
This is a
go
challenging
straight.
game.
It is a little bit. White Iverson. Post Malone.
I'm so sad.
White Iverson.
When
I
I
started
started balling,
balling,
I
I
was
was
young.
You gonna think about me when I'm gone.
Sussing, I'm sussing on you.
I need that money like that ring I never won.
Oh, yeah, I knew that one. I knew that one. I did.
I
knew that
thought
one.
for sure you did.
Yeah,
I don't know why
yeah.
you didn't get it.
It's hard without
yeah,
the beats
I could
and when
see
you
that.
don't know what part it is.
I could see that.
Like, I don't think you'd be very good at this because it's just hard without the beat. I don't think, not you, anyone would be very good at this
All right, I
because
feel
it's just
ya.
hard without the beat.
I feel you. I could see that. All right, I'll try to get the beat going. a
No,
little
don't
bit.
do that. Don't do that. Make the game the game.
Blessings, Big Sean, featuring Drake.
Oh, great.
Oh, great. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Look at my life, man. That's lessons on lessons on lessons. I treat the beat like a reverend. I tell the truth.
No,
like
I'm
Father,
gonna go with no.
forgive me.
You're not. I no. Alrighty.
These are all my confessions. All right, this is what I was gonna have you do.
Okay.
Man, this wasn't luck. This was destined. I lost homie who've been with me since Ed and Eddie, who flipped that confetti, when they back.
No.
Okay.
No.
Lamborghini High.
Of course.
Yes. Woohoo. All right. This is your favorite line of the song. So if you don't
Well,
get
don't
it,
do that.
if you don't get it right, I'll
Okay.
be upset. Yeah, I wake up late. Yeah, I'm out of shape. Yeah, I'm eating crepes. Yeah, I'm sipping wine. Oh no! Come
Hold
on,
Hold, no,
Jimmy.
stop.
You want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Yeah, I wake up late. Yeah, I'm out of shape. Yeah, I'm eating crepes. Yeah, I'm sipping wine.
Yeah, she feed me grapes.
Yes. That's all I wanted. I just
Okay.
wanted you to say that.
Yeah, she feeds me grapes.
She does feed you grapes.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm out of shape.
I already said that.
Oh no, I did.
She
backwards.
makes no mistakes.
Yeah, there
Me
we go.
Make no
yeah,
complaints.
yeah.
Yes. All right. I Spy with Lil Yachty.
Okay.
All right. So I remember all the people who ain't, bad word, with me. They went to college. Not all of them are history. Upgraded from gold to diamonds in my teeth.
Now I'm living life like luxury.
No.
No, hold on. I don't know how to say it appropriately. I
No,
think if that's
you
the right
can
one.
easily say this appropriately.
Then I thought of the wrong one. Repeat.
Riding deep in the van like they looking for a mystery.
That's
Raggy?
no, it's not van.
So don't F with me. No, lately I've been living like luxury.
I thought it was
skipped a
living like
line.
luxury.
You skipped
Okay,
yep,
that's
you
fine.
skipped a line.
That's fine.
All right, now this one you better get right.
I probably won't.
You better get this right.
Okay.
Humble. Kendrick Lamar.
Well, I like the song.
I know you like the
It's
song.
He's a very good artist, and I
Yes.
very much like Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure I don't know off the bat. You won't do good at this as good as you
Okay.
think you will. Because
Okay.
I know music, you know music, but you won't do good at this because it's
if
very
we
hard.
keep it with this genre, like what we did with like one Zach Brown band song and just a bunch of rap, I think
No,
I'll
you
be
won't do
fine.
it without the beat and without
Okay.
anyone singing.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't fabricate it, A. Most of y'all be faking, A. I stay modest about it, A. She elaborated, A.
See, that's the thing. I don't even know what part it is.
Yes, you do.
If I knew the
Yes, you
part, I
do.
probably would. All right, say it again. Say it again.
I don't fabricate it, A. Most of y'all be faking, A. I stay modest about it, A. She elaborated, A.
This, that, Grey Poupon,
That
that
AV
AV
on that TED Talk.
I
Hey,
got that
yes.
one. I got that one.
All right.
I need to think about that one.
Oh, that was it? That was it. Not that bad.
That's a good game because
It
it's very
is.
challenging.
It's a fun game.
I went 2 for 8.
You went 2 for 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
good.
Oh, it's challenging as could be.
You know, I was going to be really, really disappointed if you didn't get the Kendrick Lamar one.
I got the Kendrick. I would have gotten the Kendrick.
Okay.
It's just like if you play that song Jolene right now, if we had copyrights to play the song right now on our show,
That's
I
why
would
we're
say-
not playing the songs.
well, I could sing the whole thing. I
Yes.
bet you.
No,
I
yeah.
bet you I could.
Just like you say that you can rap all of No Vaseline, but that's all the time we got, so we're not going to have you prove it yet. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Cam Gwynn talking at you, Jimmy Paxson. And you know what? We'll probably play that game again. Next time, he'll be the one singing the song lyrics.
This is like SNL when the like 2 people are singing. We're walking, yeah, we're walking. We're walking to school. We're walking to school. Yeah, we're walking to school.